When you're shopping for a car, most people compare the purchase price, the monthly payment, the gas mileage, maybe even the maintenance costs. But they completely forget one of the biggest ownership costs, insurance. Before you buy your next car, I'm going to show you the one simple habit that could save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. I wish someone had explained this to me before I became an insurance agent. One of my clients told me the story of how he bought his wife a newer car. He found a great deal on a used Kia. It had low miles, looked great, and checked every box. He bought it and then added it to his insurance, and the price skyrocketed. So he called me to see if I could find a better deal, and I really couldn't. He said if I'd known it was going to cost me this much to insure, I never would have bought it. When I first became an agent, I remembered getting those underwriting bulletins warning us that certain vehicle makes, models, and years had become such frequent theft targets that some insurance companies wouldn't insure them at all, while others charged much higher premiums. His car wasn't necessarily a bad purchase. He just didn't know one of the biggest costs until after he'd already signed the paperwork. That reminded me of something that happened years earlier to one of my friends. Right after college, long before I became an agent, my buddy Scott landed his first good-paying job. After a few months, it was time to trade in his old car, and he ended up buying his dream car, a brand new Trans Am. He drove straight to my house because he was so excited to show it off and go for a drive. So I, of course, was super happy for him. A couple of days later, I asked him how he was liking it. He kind of laughed and said, "I don't have it anymore." When he called his insurance company, the premium was so much higher than he expected that he couldn't afford the total monthly cost. He had to take the Trans Am back to the dealership and drove home in a 4-door Pontiac Grand Am instead. Still a nice car, but definitely not the dream car. That's when I realized something I wouldn't fully understand until I became an agent. Insurance isn't based only on what the car costs. Companies also look at things like theft rates, repair rates, horsepower, safety features, claim history, and a lot more. Two cars with similar purchase prices can have dramatically different insurance premiums. Here's the habit to save you from an expensive mistake or just from falling in love with a vehicle that you can't keep, like Scott did. Before you sign anything, ask for the VIN, then get an insurance quote on that exact vehicle. Sometimes it's a vehicle that has accident history, or it could be a salvage title, which can be really expensive to insure. Bottom line, get the VIN number first. If you're deciding between 2 or 3 cars, get quotes on all of them. Sometimes the insurance quote becomes the tiebreaker, and sometimes it keeps you from buying a car that's going to cost far more than you expected to own. I had a few clients that did exactly that. They'd call to say they're looking at new cars, give me 2 or 3 VIN numbers, and I'd give them the quote so there weren't any surprises. 5 minutes before you buy could save you a ton of money later. I didn't know that until I became an insurance agent. Hopefully this helps you avoid having it happen to you. I'm building a playlist of personal finance and insurance quick tips that I either got burned on myself or just things I didn't know until I became an agent, and you can watch that here. And let me know what you want me to test or tackle next. I'll see you in the next one.